Aquarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for mid-September. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. I'm doing something a little different at the start of every mid-September reading, or at least I'm trying to remember. We just recently went through a 999 numerological portal. This coincides with a 9-year cycle, a collective cycle for each zodiac, and different themes, different lessons. I'm finding because of the solar eclipse, this is a really big karmic checkpoint in the things that you've been growing through and learning about yourself, in your connections, in your relationship with everything in your life. So I thought it would be really a nice beginning to make note of some of these things, and to allow you to see how far you've come on your journey of growth, of healing. So let's start out, Aquarius, with this 999 collective cycle, the likes of which we will not see again until we have another numerological 9-year in 2034. So we're wrapping up a cycle that started in 2016 that is ending this past September 9th, okay? Just a week ago. Dear Aquarius, the 999 portal closes a 9-year collective cycle. For you, cycles of being unseen, misunderstood, or undervalued are dissolving, creating space for recognition, innovation, and prosperity aligned with your individuality. Old blockages to your originality fall away, allowing your brilliance to expand. The universe invites you to share your ideas boldly, to trust the influence you carry, and to build connections that honor your freedom. Your path forward shines with abundance and innovation. Walk forward knowing that your vision is needed, your spirit is abundant, and your soul expands with freedom and success. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. A big takeaway is that you are meant to be innovative, and your birthright is to shine with abundance with whatever your vision is, that you have the ability to expand towards success in this next 9-year cycle. And accepting that you are unique, right, Aquarius? Let's now go into the energies coming in for the next couple weeks, shall we? Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Aquarius today. All right, let's see what's coming in through the Queen of the Moon and the Queen of the Moon and the Queen of the Sun. Oh man, that's when I try to mix two words. Y'all ever do that? Happens all the time to me. All right, let's see. What do you get when you combine the moon and the sun? Mun. All right, a mashup, an astrological mashup. Oh, surrender. Not surprised to see this. This was the lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is the hangman. This is surrendering to divine will, to, whatever needs to be realigned in your life cosmically. This could mean lots of things, but this is surrender to the higher perspective of your true self, right? To maybe take some time out to slow down. A lot of us are getting that call that we need to rest, right? Rest, take care of yourself. Another moon card. Oh, it's almost like pause and just ride with the tide and let go of control, because there's a lot of changes ahead. We have the card of surrender and then change coming in. And it looks like these changes, because there is, I have to have my glasses, but because there is this, wow, that's really cool. This woman has her feet on what looks like the moon, right? Standing on the moon. That's a really great Grateful Dead song, actually, by the way, for some of you deadheads out there. I love that song. And it's actually a really sad song about longing and missing something or someone. But I'm seeing that there's like a cataclysmic, maybe a lightning bolt eureka moment going on for you. Either it's already come to pass or it's about to come to pass. And this has to do with your emotional body. The moon is your emotions. And these are both moon cards. We have 8 and, wow, we have 8, 8. So there's something around your own abundance and you surrendering to making some changes, and kind of like, it almost feels like she's surfing the moon. It's something that's coming up inside of you emotionally at this time. And you're being guided and protected. Whenever I see red, especially it's connected to what she's wearing on her lower chakras. This is about your sense of security and stability and letting go. And really going through, I feel like you have a brilliant idea, or there's something that you're trying to create at this time. And this could be you actually getting the downloads or getting the information you need from your higher self to actually move forward. So I would definitely carve out some time over the next couple of weeks to sit in your creative hive mind. You could be working with other people as well, but there's something about you co-creating something new. And it could have to do with some of you with an idea or a new pathway, a new opportunity, a new beginning. Great changes around your growth. And this is, whenever I see this, another moon card, there's some sort of tide being pulled within you, in your emotional body, around surrendering to the flow of making some huge sweeping changes in your life. And this is about your ability to help other people grow. When I see this card, it has a lot to do with not just your own individual growth, it's helping other people reach their greatness, reach their potential, because this is growth that is worldwide. So you could be stepping into a role or a desire or dream, a wish around taking a more global role in your influence, in your work, and making some changes. It's almost like surrender to your, basically, the life that you're meant to lead, right? If your birthright as an Aquarian during these times is to be an innovator, to be a leader, to be a change agent, the time is now. That's what I'm seeing here. And if you do it and you make these changes and you implement these things, because we have 5 here, that's change, right? The numerological influence of change, and 8-8. It's almost like whatever changes you make and you surrender, and it's coming from a higher calling, a higher place within you, it will succeed. All right? So this is about you being recognized for an idea, or the growth around an idea. So plant those new seeds for this next 9-year cycle, in other words, okay? Don't give up on whatever you dream of. You got to allow your brilliance to expand and release blockages around your originality. Some of you were meant to bring in, advances in all kinds of disciplines, okay? You really are the visionaries of the zodiac. So it's time to not procrastinate, to make these changes, to let go. Let's look at the current and crossing. Current and crossing energy. A lot of growth through making changes and divine sweet surrender. Some of you are living from a beautiful state of surrender, and you're recognizing how much you've changed and grown since 2016. I love it. We have the 3 of Wands crossed by the Judgment. Yes, I knew it. There's a beautiful, whenever I see Judgment, it is a major arcana card around realigning to a different timeline. Collapsing an old timeline, jumping to a new timeline where you actually recognize your value and your worth, and you have such a positive view. You've reached a place of an elevated path on your journey, right? Your spiritual journey, your spiritual path. It's like the awakening has already happened. Now it's time to integrate that awakening, right? Because you are standing at the threshold, right, of a new dawn. 3 of Wands. Crossed by Judgment, which means you are actually making new decisions from a different perspective of self, of reaching for more. This is truly having something arrive at your footsteps, and it's basically a new vibrational reality when you have the Judgment with that, because it's a rebirth, it's a renewal of your essence, right? Realizing who you are, Aquarius, on a deeper core level. This is shifting core beliefs around your perception of yourself. Wow, this is really wild, because this is across the entire zodiac of people stepping into their innate power and their actual gifts. And when we do that and we recognize our own brilliance and our own greatness for the individuals that we are, we shine so brightly and we make an impact. And I see that you're learning how to become more influential in your circles. If this doesn't have to do with a career mindset, this could be just you actually, with your own energetic vibration, influencing others around you in a positive way, bringing more light, bringing more compassion to the people that you are surrounded by. All right, let's now go into what you don't see coming for the rest of September. Six of Swords, Two of Swords. Wow, all this air energy, Six of Cups. Yeah. It looks like what you don't see coming is that things are calming down. I think you're coming out of a situation in the past where there were some blockages. And you're now coming into more of this sense of, all right, I have to leave this old identity behind or this old connection behind. There's something from the past that you are no longer going to stay blocked about. This is making a choice. It's a crossroads moment. It's something I want to clarify. Why is the Six of Cups here? I'm just curious. I want to go a little deeper. It's crossed by the Page of Wands. All right, this is around your creativity, your fire, your playfulness. There's something, it's almost like when you're like, you get up in the morning, you're like, I'm going to make a big change. I'm actually going to do this. And then you start doing it and you realize how excited you are. And why did I wait so long to do this? Why did I wait so long to walk away from this person? Or why did I wait so long to actually believe that I could create this new dream or this new wish? This is actually saying, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And you're moving toward, you're actually moving. This is indicative. The Six of Wands is always indicative of movement. It's a transition. You're moving from one phase to another phase, from one chapter to another chapter. You've done the work. You're in movement. You're in transition. And there is a blockage that actually made you stay somewhere for a while. And now you're setting yourself free of that blockage. It could be something where you've been doing deep inner child healing work. You could be coming out of blocks around some limiting beliefs. This could be literal blocks around being like, I need to take a time out for a while to rediscover my sense of self. And now I'm going to open up and I'm ready for the new. It feels like you're in like a new beginning energy and you're almost like, I'm surrendering to divine will. I'm ready for what's next. And what's next is actually a very playful, cheerful opportunity coming in. This could be, sometimes this is my dating card with the Page of Wands. This could be, a flirtation with a new idea, a flirtation with, a new group. This could be anything, but it's exciting for you because it's your fire energy. It's something in the beginning stages. And this is also a youthful optimism in general over your life path at this time. You're removing some blocks that feel like maybe they've been with you for a really long time, and you're lightening up in your frequency. And it's beautiful because you're not going to let your mind limit you around your potential. All right, let's now go into the overall general energy. I like that. You're removing some blocks. And there's a sweetness. I feel like, too, whenever I see the Six of Cups, in this case, I really feel like you're calling in more beautiful, sweet, kind, tender, curious, flirty exchanges. All right, it could be with everybody in your life and just feeling free. Or it could be with a certain special someone that feels like you've known them all your life. Okay. And here we have mutual give and take. I love it. Six of Pentacles. This is openness. This is reciprocity. This is feeling generous with other people. It feels like you're like in a good vibe. And you're like, I'm feeling very generous and giving. And some of you are actually helping other people. This could be coming to someone's aid, helping an old friend. You could be actually helping someone move. You could be in the process of moving. Ooh, yeah. I feel like a lot of you are attracting a fire sign. If you are interested in romantic love, I do see an opportunity for you to intuitively go down. I feel like this twofold. Some of you, this is going to speak about your love life and making some big changes, and you're going through a big growth spurt and someone new coming in. All right. If you're dating somebody, they have a strong passion for you. They have a strong passion for life. This could be someone you want to work with. It could be an idea that you're flirting with. Whatever it is that you are calling in that's new for you, it's starting out in this page energy, but it's surrounded by something bigger, which is, from the Page of Wands to the King of Wands. And it has this mutual, it's almost like be giving to other people and allow them to give back to you. There's a beautiful passion burning inside of you, Aquarius. It could be around a certain new connection. It could be around your career and a new idea. It could be around your spiritual growth and your own spiritual fire. This is like Kundalini rising type of energy, right? Regardless. And feeling open and more expressive with people, going deeper, right? Around your own, feel like you're listening to spirit more. And when we do that, there's this joyful enthusiasm that bubbles up. You can't help but feel more spirited when you're deeply spiritual, right? They go hand in hand. The people that live the most spiritually aligned paths, you are lighter, you're freer. And I think that you all are arriving in this frequency, and it's attracting things to you that actually reflect that. So that's the energy for the rest of the month, this feeling of reciprocity and being spirited and fired up. You could have a King of Wands in your life that you're exchanging energy with, and you're feeling like, ooh, this is really satisfying, like my inner knowing, like I feel good. I'm getting goosebumps. I feel good about this person in my life. Like they're aligned with me in my new path, okay? And you're moving towards this, and it feels really good. Some of you are actually maybe even going into a long distance type of connection here, where you're kind of overcoming some impediments or blocks in your thinking around what's possible. And you're like, you know what, if you're feeling led and guided, or if this is around an idea, whatever you feel led and guided and it feels right to you, follow it, because it does seem like you're getting a green light from the universe around going towards something. And it's part of your rebirth, and it's part of your ships arriving, okay? You're going through a really beautiful spiritual turning of the tide here. And it's calling in a sweet, loving, high vibrational, fiery type of passion, right? I like it a lot. Let's now go into your opportunity and challenge. And then I want to get some more oracle messages. This feels like a very solid rest of the month for you, Aquarius. You all have been really lit, spiritually lit, fired up. I feel like you're not going to stand in your own way when it comes to what you want to create. You're letting go of old, past emotional heaviness, emotional burdens. That could, a lot of times when I see the Eight of Cups, this is your opportunity to let go of the past. Anything that, you don't want to carry anymore, so you can be free. Your challenge is maybe it's hard. This is walking away from maybe a past connection as well for some of you. Moving on, lightening up your energy, and saying, you know what, it's time for me to move away from this. Or it's time for me to move towards this and not let anything from my past interfere with it, right? You are juggling a lot in the month of September, I see. That's your challenge. It could be you making a big decision. There's 2 twos here. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? Or it could be you just trying to calm down, having something new come in. Let's get some more guidance. This is another derivative of a tarot deck called the Spirit Guide Tarot. Animal Spirit Tarot. And I'm going to pull a few animal messages to see what animals want to come forward for you for the rest of September. I'm just getting this really solid energy. There's the moon. Remember, she was surfing the moon. This is like riding an emotional high, going deep in your emotions. It's almost like, listen to that song, Standing on the Moon, but something about speaking to the moon, letting the moon speak to you. Ooh, around a humble new beginning. Now this is concrete. We have the Page of Pentacles. So these are the 2 messages for the rest of the month for you. The moon and the Page of Pentacles. We have the lynx and the tabby cat. Some of you have a really strong cat in your life, or you really identify with like a lioness or lion type of energy. We also have a lot of fire here showing up in the reading. So this could be you calling in a fire sign, someone with heavy Leo, perhaps. The lynx. It's important to trust your intuition. Even if you're unsure of what's happening, all will be revealed soon. So worry is unnecessary. Okay. So calm your mind, quiet your thoughts. Spirit's trying to give you every indication to trust in what you know. You have your intuition fully online here. You have spirit protecting you by your side as you ride these winds of change, okay? There's a lot of growth happening, worldwide growth. Some of you, it's just like you started something, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize it would like get this big. And you're like trying to catch up with it. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, cheerful, reliable, intelligent, mischievous, the tabby cat. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or start a more rewarding and uplifting career. Some of you are learning something new. Maybe you're fulfilling a childhood dream. You're going towards something new that you want to do in your work. You're being crowned with a victory here. I think whatever you're moving toward, it's a part of your growth. And I think it's really making you happy. I mean, this reminds me of someone, I think I read she was like 85 and she was finally finishing medical school. And it's like whatever you feel, I mean, we are here as soul learners, right? And so we came here to this planet, I do believe, to not only learn and grow through our relationships, but actually learn and grow through our relationship with our own intellect and what we're given in our brains and what we're drawn to. And there's something that is calling you, Aquarius, forward on your path. And you're meant to learn this thing. You're meant to be a part of this thing. And so they're saying you may not have all the answers and you may be worried about taking this next step on your journey to open this new door, but it's meant for you and you should go toward it, right? You should go toward it. Now, let's go into, I'm going to move my piece of paper with your portal energy, and I want to clarify the Eight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles now and find out what is this? Your opportunity is to walk away and turn your back on something or someone. Because what you are looking at here in the overall general energy is you want balanced, fair, meaningful exchanges that satisfy your passions and satisfy your own spiritual leanings. So let's now go into a lot of strong Piscean energy here too as well, with surrender, living from a state of surrender, accepting all that happens, seeing the silver lining in all things. I feel like you're actually forgiving somebody too from the past at this time and letting go of what's gone on. Yeah, wow, you've had some challenges. Yeah, there's something karmically that you've been contending with. It feels like a person in your life that maybe hasn't been so easy to deal with. You've had some power struggles. Whenever I see the Five of Wands, this is or you worrying about the competition. If this has to do with a work situation, don't give up. There's a lot of clarity. You could have some communication coming in. Your opportunity is to learn what you need to learn from your past and to stay hopeful about the future, regardless of you worrying about what other people think or say or do. I do see that you have been going through some challenges and it's hard for you to maybe learn. It's like you're looking back at something and going, what the hell was that for? Why did that happen? And why were they like that? And why did they say that? And why did they do that? And we will do that in our lives when it comes to our closest bonds. I do think that you're turning your back on somebody at this time and you're asking a lot of whys, but your journey is to move forward and not stay blocked and to choose a path, which is the path of least resistance. They're pointing you in the direction of your emotional body and starting a new chapter, all right? And knowing that you were being led and guided towards the new here, all right? And out of a challenging situation. This is when we reevaluate and reassess, and we're trying to find clarity after some struggles. And all Spirit is saying in your opportunity for the rest of the month is to let go of what has happened, to not let it fester or reinforce any negative narrative or negative belief about yourself. You know, I was talking to a loved one this morning about how there are always two sides to every story, right? And what I've learned the most about conflict resolution is, and the challenges that come up around our closest people to us, or anyone that, you have to interact with, is that we all have our own perceptions. They have their own perception. You have your own perception. Sometimes we struggle with who's right, who's wrong, victim, victor. And as a Libra, I always lean towards what's the truth. I know, you're a fellow air sign. So for you, you're going to lean towards, well, let's get the facts. This is the facts, right? These are the facts. And, and the facts are important, but at the same time, like your truth is your truth and their truth is their truth. And at the end of the day, it's really a matter of not trying to change people's minds because it can be really draining. Let them think what they want. Let them believe what they want. And that's okay, because the more you fortify in your own inner knowing of self, the less you're really worried about other people's opinions and their beliefs about you. And I feel like that's your takeaway. You're looking back at something, and if you let how they perceive you or the situation or what you said or did in a negative light, you're not going to take away what you need to from that. It's like really letting go, right, of other people's judgments. And then, and most of all, your own. Yeah. I think that someone has definitely challenged you, and you have clarity now around this individual and around the situation. And it's almost like don't let anybody disturb your peace longer than they already have. And let your mind settle. Wow. Wow. This is great energy. So your challenge is to let your mind settle, literally, around any work or friend connection, social connection. And we have 2 3s here. We have the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So Spirit is saying, focus your efforts not on what has happened in the past. Focus on your future. And don't let anything from well, God, I keep mashing up words. It's almost like you might have collided with someone else's energy and all of this karma ensued and you've grown a lot through it. And now this is the time to surrender it and let go and make some big sweeping changes in your life, because you're going in a new direction, a passionate new direction at that, where you really are calling in new connections that are aligned with you. This is aligning in your body, mind, and spirit with other people and celebrating a rite of passage where you are actually closing out a chapter and you are aligning with what looks like a new connection, right? Maybe it could be a new offer, a love offer. It could be a new offer in work or a new friend coming in. And there's something new that's exciting for you that you're like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. Page of Cups, and there's another 8 of Cups. I think too, this is something, well, some of you, there's tower energy happening around you or inside of you. And maybe an apology that you're hoping for or expecting that has never come. And it's almost like this is the path of forgiveness, hon. And letting go and doing your own healing work and staying in your own lane around that. And it's almost like when you're like, God, why did I put up with that? You know, it's in hindsight, we can kind of beat ourselves up over a situation, and Spirit's saying, don't do that. Learn from it and let go, right? Learn from it and let go. Let's now go into, I want to get a frequency. Time. Oh, interesting. And alchemy. Yeah. Let's read this. We have 5 and 8, which we had it in your opening here. 5, which is growth. We have time. It's almost like it's time for you to realize how much you've grown, maybe outgrown someone, outgrown a contract. Because when we let go of certain people, we make room for people that are more aligned. It's like that person may have served you for a while, but no longer are they. It does feel like some sort of turning of the tide here in a connection and walking away maybe from a work alliance or a friend or going through a breakup. We have the energy of time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. Yeah. Your journey is to not focus on what has transpired in the past and to be really fiercely present in a state of surrender. And you're alchemizing some things karmically at this time. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracle of transmutation. Yeah. You're transmuting out of a time period where you were, maybe, it's funny too, something that came up this morning, I thought it was kind of clever, where if you feel like someone helped you out and like they did you a favor, you may have had to walk around on eggshells and be in a challenging dynamic because they were helping you with something, but they were actually almost holding it over your head. Some of you, this might resonate. Just because someone is helping you or doing favors for you, it doesn't mean that you overlook the way they're treating you or their behaviors. So favors doesn't always mean that you should overlook bad behaviors. So that might apply for some of you, because I do feel like it's time for you to alchemize some of this baggage, and what it's teaching you is to be present in the moment and not let the past hold you back from moving forward. All right, let's now go into some advice. Actually, I want to clarify this overall general energy. Let's go a little deeper. I feel like you are letting go and walking away from a karmic situation, and you have clarity now. I think that maybe you have, it's just like when I'm in 5 minds about this, and trying to make sense of it. It's hard, but there's ace energy here on the board, which is about a new beginning, seeing clearly that it's time to move in a new direction, Aquarius. Coming out of a mental block, coming out of a crossroads around letting go of a situation. And you are moving towards greater unity. This is actually, too, would we elevate into a higher level of consciousness, having contended with something that was draining us, like an energy vampire type of vortex. Basically, you may have been dealing with someone who was pretty stuck. All right? And it made you feel stuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. This is definitely an energy vampire. I knew it. I felt it. This is somebody who was really draining your energy. This is the card of needing to confront someone who maybe is easily angered and easily defensive, and having to speak from your higher self and open up your heart, but not overgive. Definitely, I feel like you're walking away in the aftermath of some defensiveness, standing your ground. Don't worry about the opinions of others. I feel like you need to hear that. Don't worry about the opinions of others. They're going to have their own side. You have your own side. You need to walk away with your own truth and learn and grow from it. But there's some big changes. I feel like you no longer need to worry yourself with feeding a back and forth situation. Okay? To stand strong in your own spiritual energy and being led and guided by your own intuition is the way forward, and to safeguard your energy at this point and walk away from the fight. Okay? Don't drain your energy any more than you already have on a situation. Okay, Aquarius, this feels very specific to some of you, but it will definitely help a lot of you. Just, it is time to move on and alchemize all of it. Okay, this is when we need to just let go of the struggle. I'm going to get a oracle from the Universal Love Guidebook, and then we're going to go back to some advice. Whoa, okay. We have healing sounds, balance, and inner child. Yeah. So some of you, I'm getting, we don't need to read this. I feel like there's a lot of you needing to connect with your emotions at this time. We're actually even coming to this reading, if you're seeing this the day I post it, where you have a Cancer moon. So you could be feeling more emotional. You could be like, why is this stuff coming up? This could even be stuff from long ago that you're like, why am I feeling this? It's for you to clear and release, all right? And just to surrender to your emotional state. There's a lot of balance coming forward in you doing a lot of inner child healing work. I feel like balance is the key here. I feel like you have a lot of love for someone in your life, and it's been very emotional. This could be balance too between your divine feminine and your divine masculine by honoring your inner child at this time and doing a lot of healing around the past. That's what it feels like. And how Aquarian is this with the star? You're walking out of duality. I feel like you're walking out of that polarity of me versus you, us versus them, right and wrong. You're rising above it. It really is. That's the Aquarian mindset. It's like, why can't they see the bigger perspective of all this? Why do they have to play this war with me? And I feel like it's something unjust about it in your mind, and it's hard for you to let go of it. It's something around your inner child, though, that is learning from this. Which one shall we do? I'm not sure. Inner child or balance? Which one? Balance. Let's read balance. I had a feeling it would be balance. All right. The lady in this picture consoles a man who is sad and lonely. This man's heart is full of unexpressed emotions, which at some point he is no longer able to contain. There's a time for strength, a time for vulnerability, and space where both converge. Tears flow and healing occurs. Regardless of your gender, this card mirrors what is happening energetically and emotionally inside you. It represents your masculine energy and the healing that automatically occurs when you open your heart and allow your feelings to flow freely. There is no need to analyze anything. Simply release all you feel inside. If you feel like confiding in a trusted friend or health professional, then do so. Journaling is also very helpful and therapeutic. Make time for you. Be loving and gentle with yourself. This is a time to nurture you. Yeah. Creating more balance. There's definitely been an upheaval emotionally for you. There's been a lot of growth. You've been going through the throes of change. I definitely think you're moving on from somebody, someone that really maybe even angered you because you felt like it was unjust the way you were treated. And you're going through a renewal and a purification at this time in your emotional waters. Very strong moon. You're standing like on the edge of your emotional body, and your emotions are just saying, just surrender to it, surrender to it. Try not to hold on to it. Try not to let your logical mind take over, and just feel what you need to feel, okay? All of us are going through this process. It's a big emotional purge, especially with this lunar eclipse before with solar. It's like the light is coming in, all right? The light of your understanding, the lightness that you were looking for is on its way, okay? So this is about your own balance, honoring your inner child, going towards healing sounds. I've actually been guided a lot lately towards Hertz energies, whatever you feel guided to listen to around your own healing. Listening to healing sounds will be really important for you at this time. They're indicating that's going to really help balance things out by sitting in stillness, surrendering to emotions, letting them flow, and listening to healing sounds, all right? Whether that's the sound of the ocean, literally, or putting on music and hearing those healing sounds. So you can some of you have been in a really strong, energy of nervous system dysregulation, of fight or flight. And now you just need to tend to your own energy, okay? And walk away from engaging, all right? This is disengaging from the disruptive force of that, okay, to heal. Let's go into some advice for you. So, balance, giving to yourself spiritually, leaning on friends and family. You're rebuilding your sense of self. I feel like someone did a number on your psyche because of their perception. And I want you to be very mindful of the stories you tell yourself based on this interaction. Okay? Give yourself a lot of grace and a lot of space over the next few weeks. And hold healthy boundaries. Okay? 6 of Pentacles. There it is, the High Priestess again, and it's in the overall general energy. It's like, be generous of spirit. It's like your higher self wants to come in fully. Give yourself room for that to happen. Let your higher self lead the way around softening. This is softening after almost hardening because you were dealing with someone who was hard. Okay? This is healing the past. Wait, we have 2 sixes. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. Being generous, right? Coming from a softer place, especially around your own divine wisdom. So your advice, my dear Aquarius, is to honor yourself. Honor your inner child. Honor the way you feel. And allow people that love you to support you at this time, because it does feel like you're going through a huge transition. Be as fiercely present as you can. You are alchemizing some emotional baggage. And you're walking away from somebody who really you've had a lot of difficulty with, all right? We had the 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands come out. This was around somebody who really, passion can be a double-edged sword. It can be beautiful and loving and freeing. It could also be very angering. So this is letting the anger dissipate, letting it dissolve, and releasing it, all right? I'm going to get, because I feel like there's some profound lesson that you're learning and reaching for here. I want to get just one guidance around your healing journey at this time, because you are going through a huge process of growth. What does Aquarius need to know? I release the habit of reacting in the moment, letting go. I can choose to do things differently. Letting go and personal power. Which one is the most important activity for Aquarius to do at this time? This one. Sometimes we lose agency because we think we don't have a choice in a matter. We just follow the same course we always have. Spend some time thinking about the decisions, choices you make each day out of habit. What would it look like to choose differently? Start by making a small intentional choice today. Maybe it's shifting your morning routine, changing the tone of a conversation, or saying no to something. See how it feels to actively choose. It takes practice to do things differently. Yeah. Read up, when I was going through a really unhealthy experience with an individual from my past, I had a hard time having a sense of agency. This is basically standing in your own sovereign truth, speaking from your sense of self, not acting from a codependent pattern or being overly concerned about another individual. So really meditate on agency. It's a word being thrown around a lot in psychological circles in therapy, but that your sense of agency is where your personal power lies. And so I feel like you are calling back your power, reclaiming your power after letting something drain you. And this is a very important time for you to rebuild your sense of self and to enjoy a rite of passage over a back and forth situation and walking away and moving on from it. Okay. You have a lot of beautiful energy coming in, clarity's coming in. You have a new direction you're going into. And it feels like a lot of you are walking away from maybe a situationship or a toxic friendship or a unhealthy family member. And it's been difficult. It's almost like every time you go back to try to heal things, they're not in the right energy. And maybe they never will be. It's like, okay, I need to protect myself now. I need to heal from everything that's gone on, from the words that have been said, and I need to let go. So really focus on yourself, okay? This is a very deep time, a process of healing for you as you close out this 9-year cycle, all right? And learn what you needed to learn, all right? All right. Sending you lots of love, Aquarius. Take care.